Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Midwest's Most Dangerous Podcast, LOCPod, Left of Center Podcast, coming to you live from the Nika IBEW Power in Indiana Lake County Studios in the Smith-Sursick Law Firm.
Good morning.
Our landlord,
Happy Election Day.
Our landlord makes us say that last part. I don't know if you did.
You added that disclaimer. I don't know if it's a disclaimer.
We act like that on the show, but it's a legally required statement I have to make, or else with the threat of...
Teresa will come down on us.
Dude,
yes.
Like it was a very nasty letter I got on behalf of the podcast written from Smith-Sursick Law Firm.
It's kind of messed up.
Probably from
It
Steve.
is fucked up a little bit, but I think I'm taking a chance by even talking about it. I see Kevin looking at me cross-eyed.
I mean, we'll contact our attorneys.
It used to be like the Bat Cave, like it was like a secret.
Yeah,
It wasn't,
sure.
John. It didn't come from me.
Okay.
I did not
I feel
reveal
bad because this is in kind from the law firm, so
No,
I
it's
figure
not.
it's the least we could do.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, it's your fame from the show is payment in itself.
Steve made me do it.
It's your fame and all the extra business you get.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Joe, what's up?
Hey.
We're going to talk about some Taylor Swift, and Lindsay's going to visit us midway through the show. She's on her way from working all night. So let's talk about Taylor Swift.
Can I say one thing before we do Taylor
Please.
Swift? Happy Election Day. Don't forget to vote.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that.
We are going to talk
third
some
segment,
elections.
so.
I voted on the way here. But
6 a.m.
we'll
to
talk
6
about
p.m.
that.
Polls are open.
So, as everybody knows, LOCPod got to visit Taylor Swift. We had a skybox for the show on Friday night, and then Jill got to go on Friday and Sunday.
Sure did.
Last day of the U.S. tour.
Correct.
I guarantee you were one of the few Hoosiers that went to two out of three shows. You're one of the few.
Probably.
Unless they
For
were
sure.
working. Like if they were
Correct.
security, that
Right.
doesn't count.
Right.
Well, one of the things we're going to hear in a little bit, because we were down there, we ran into Mayor Joe Hogsett, and Tom interviewed him, and he's going to talk about some statistics that are unbelievable. So when we get to that,
I
it's
believe it
interesting.
too, because
Yeah.
I was looking through my Facebook feed about the number of people that I know from law school, or I know that don't live in, but they're like Midwesterners that flew in for the Taylor Swift show is phenomenal. I mean, I know dozens of people from all parts of the country that flew into Indianapolis for one of the three shows.
Yep,
And-
nine figure number for Indianapolis that weekend.
You guys want to go in chronological order?
Yeah, sure.
Because I want to start with Jill's cookies.
Well, I'm glad we all drove together. I know, like
That sounds like a title right there.
I want to start with Jill.
Jill's Cookies,
But like,
featuring.
it was nice. Like the four of us drove.
Featuring no one.
The four of us drove down together, and it
Yeah.
was good podcast, like togetherness bullshit. You know,
sure.
right?
Shtick.
It was, and so we did car share, Apple Car Share.
It's called Share Play.
So like where we all basically there's a playlist that goes on in the car, and we all get to add to it. Right,
Yes.
Joe?
We attempted to do that.
We took turns.
It was a struggle.
It was. We figured it out on the way back really well, though.
Yeah,
but
way
like,
back was good.
So on the way down, it was all Taylor Swift, and Jill was schooling us with her knowledge, which was nice because she knows way more Taylor Swift songs than
Oh,
us
yeah.
55-year-old men. So she was playing the stuff that I hadn't even heard, and then we were all playing our favorite songs. And then on the way back, we opened it up
Random,
to
yeah.
any type of music.
Can I say, though, that of the random songs that we played on the way down there, 3 of the 4 cuts, that acoustic ones that she did, we had them. We played
Yeah,
them.
the special,
I
the ones
know,
that we didn't know
you're
she
right.
was going to play.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we picked 3 or 4
That
of
was
them.
crazy.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
This is yes. What was that?
Bon
John?
Iver.
Bon Iver. That was great.
Yeah,
Let's
that was
do it.
cool.
Yeah. So, 2 things we forgot. I don't want to skip Jill's Cookies because
They were good.
like
They were-
the three,
that was
me,
up.
John,
Hey,
and
what's
Tom
up?
were not going
Come on
to
in,
bring.
baby.
Look at Lindsay. Here she is. Look at her in nurse
She's
gear.
all scrubbed.
The 3 of us were definitely not going to bring snacks for the rest of
I
us.
just voted.
For sure.
Right? But
We
Jill,
never do.
But Jill brought a huge thing of cookies, which I got to say,
They were good.
the chocolate chip cookies were unbelievable.
Morning, Linz.
This woman knows how to bake.
Yeah, she
Hey,
does.
girl.
Hello.
What's up?
Nice to see you in
I
studio.
know. I forgot what you look like.
I
at
know.
these
That's funny. We try not to let you two talk to each other.
Yeah, we're
it's
too powerful
it's
together.
better that way.
It's getting too
Yeah.
close. There's almost like the same number of women as men in here. It's getting me nervous.
What the fuck? This is
God
not right.
forbid.
This is not
Quality
right.
occurs.
LOCPod's a fucking dude show.
Yeah.
Like, this is bullshit.
I like it.
So Linz, we were the 4 of us drove down together and like shared music and did all that. Lindsay couldn't go to the show. She was
I went
bumming.
to a wedding.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
John, you want to throw this photo up? Jill took this. I didn't know that Jill.
Kevin's the only
taking this
person that
picture.
studied for the show.
I did.
I guarantee you, you're the only person
Wait,
that
are
was
you
studying.
studying about Taylor Swift?
Yes,
in
that's
that
the
book?
book.
That's a
that-
book
that-
about Taylor Swift.
That's the book Jill got me to study for the concert.
This
So
I
is-
can't believe you can read in a moving car.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
Have
will
to.
throw up.
Same.
So
Yeah.
that was just
He did throw
I
it.
had some
And then he kept going.
Funny enough,
He was cramming.
I kept going. I was like, that's all right. I got to
That's
keep
how
going.
into the show he was.
If I meet her, I got to know everything about her.
I was reviewing the eras and making sure I understood what was going on.
Yes,
So-
people, there are Post-it notes scattered throughout that book.
like
He
he was,
referred
it
to.
was
he
like
annotated it
he's
himself.
like he was in trial with,
Yeah.
with Taylor Swift trial.
was.
This is important.
Yeah.
But thank you for the book, Joe.
Jeez.
Okay.
It's a good picture, Kevin.
I
That should
don't
be
know.
like if things don't work out, with you and Jana.
Yeah.
You should
Like, here's my gut.
put no. You should make that like your Tinder profile.
Oh, yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
He's an intellectual, even on the move.
Exactly.
And I like Taylor Swift.
Make that
Always,
your profile pic.
always working at Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good shot.
Dude,
of my big nose.
one of the things I loved about the show is, so now picture this place. It was jam-packed. There's 69,900 people, I think they said. And the bathrooms, as you can imagine, for the women, it's not a good scene.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys didn't blow up.
So like the
All the
women,
estrogen.
no, but the women had like lines going down the hallway for their bathrooms, right?
We usually do in any
But the
situation.
guys' room, I had to take a picture. I walked into the bathroom during the show,
Took pictures
and
of
I was
people peeing.
it was a huge bathroom, and I was the only person in the bathroom.
This is great.
I go, is there anybody else in here? I said it real loud. Nobody says anything. I'm like, you could have totally like got a newspaper and just chilled out. Like,
The poor guy in the
Look at
stall
this.
pooping is like, don't
dude,
say
you
anything.
could have pooped. If there was ever a show I was going to poop in the middle of, it would have been that one, Lindsay. It was perfect
Look
for
at
men.
this.
There was
Yeah.
not one person.
And
in
you
It's a
there.
think
very
like-
clean bathroom,
and you
too.
think-
Dude, there was hardly anybody that went to the bathroom in there.
Think
the
about
whole
on
night.
a Colts game there.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
It's
busy
the
room.
opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the busy bathroom. So yeah, for guys, you go to the Eras
It's
tour.
a dream.
You could go to the bathroom all night.
It's a bathroom dream for
Look at
guys at
this.
the Eras tour.
That was cool, wasn't
Awesome.
it? So like, okay, so everybody now Taylor Swift. That's John's showing the Taylor Swift JW Marriott. It's like the
The hotel.
25-story poster of Taylor Swift, and she was her entourage was staying at JW, and almost everybody assumed that she was staying there as well. And I found out differently over the weekend.
Yeah.
Where'd she
She's staying
stay?
in
Pretty
Culver.
smart.
In
Pretty
Culver.
smart. Pretty smart.
And then
of her.
Dad went to go
What?
find
Culver
her.
is like 3 hours away from Indy, so you're like scratching your head. Why would she stay at Culver? First off, from what I understand, she never stays at hotel rooms. So
No, smart.
She always stays at a mansion, and in this case, the mansion on the southern end of Lake Maxentucky is
Colts.
Jim
Jim
Irsay's
Irsay's with the helipad.
with the helipad.
Mhm.
So she flew out of there and flew to the JW Marriott.
Classy.
How badass is that?
Very
man?
cool.
I
Well,
wonder what
wouldn't wanna
that
stay in a
25-minute
hotel.
flight probably. You
Not
get it-
even, I bet.
right?
Not even.
Wow.
With how popular she is, you stay at a hotel and someone's going to
Yeah.
leave that info.
Yep.
Or-
You can't trust hotel
Or
staff.
like if she's like taking a shower, God forbid, something like somebody takes a picture of her. I mean, that would be.
Well, I know.
a picture
I mean,
of
I
the
think
shower
that-
in a hotel.
Dude, JW Marriott's always taking naked pictures of me, man.
Yeah,
why,
well,
why
that's-
would Taylor Swift
Hell,
be
they
any
put it
True,
on
though. You're in
Twitter.
demand.
I mean, come on.
Tom's taking pictures of himself in the shower.
JW Marriott
Look,
OnlyFans.
somebody took a picture
What
of me
the hell?
again.
It's a selfie, Dermot.
Well, actually, speaking of that, can you put up Tom's selfie? This
Yeah,
cracks
let's
me
talk
up.
about this.
So, okay, so when I saw this, first of all,
Yeah.
this is exuberant
cute.
Tom. It's like Tom so excited to be a Taylor Swift. He's like a big fanboy, and it's like
Yeah.
it's over the top.
I was
and
at the
I love
Eras
it.
tour. It's like going to see the Beatles.
But I was wondering how you could call this a selfie when both of your hands
Yeah.
are shaping.
I should have
a
thought
heart.
about that. I am the only one. Well, it's my face in the picture.
All right.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
cute. Though. Very
It is
cute.
his self.
I
And
used that.
So, can you
That's
explain,
my
by the
current
way?
profile picture.
Can we talk real quick about what you got on your left wrist in that?
Oh, that's the light. They put everybody wears this thing that we have on our desk. It's still blinking from the show. So like everybody wears those lenses, and,
And then,
those
like,
are
we just wait
individually
until the battery dies, or?
they're individually programmed, and like the whole place is geofenced. So like if I walk into one area, my color will change from red to white because they want me to be white in a certain area, and they want me to be red in a certain area. But they were blinking like stars, and
Well,
they
I
were
thought the
doing
coolest
patterns.
thing was like
It
during
was so cool.
during the
Everybody is wearing it. So like there's 70,000 of these in the audience.
Yeah,
I'll
and
play
during the
this real
song
quick.
"Lover," I'm sorry, John. Yeah, during the song "Lover," they made 2 sections, or maybe more sections, because we were
We saw two.
There
yeah
was 4.
It was
into,
4, right.
into
Yeah.
hearts.
Yeah,
based on
in
these
there.
things, just heart, like there were
Just
hearts.
they
in
were
those
like
sections.
hearts in the audience,
huge hearts.
like lit by these. It was so cool. John's playing it right now. See, look at this. It's like all it's like, isn't that crazy? I mean,
Hardly.
super.
Where's the hearts?
Well, that's not.
No, that was in Lover when they did that.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't know if we have that.
You got to
clip.
believe us.
John, Tom,
Yeah,
believe
it,
you.
it was cool.
I'll
yeah.
take you guys'
You had to
word
be
for
there.
it.
You have to believe us.
Hey, John, from like a production standpoint, like I think you and I were talking about how crazy it was.
That sounds like expensive tech to me.
Oh my God.
The production quality was incredible.
Okay, so
I don't think we've ever seen anything
I
like
hear
that.
that
Have
a
you
lot
guys?
from
Dude,
this tour.
that stage is it
It's
flashes.
a big old screen.
It's a screen. They're walking on a screen, and it's also got holes that she could jump into, and it's got an underground like railroad.
Well, like how about when she
that takes her. Yeah, that came out the wrong way.
Underground.
Roller coaster.
Taylor Swift's Underground Railroad.
Understage roller coaster. That came out the wrong way.
Yes, it did.
The
Taylor
understage
Swift.
roller coaster.
But no, like there was a point where she went underneath and it made it look like she was swimming back to a different part of the stage, and then she came up at another part of the stage. It was pretty cool.
It was very
I bet
cool.
you she gets down there and she just like skedaddles real fast.
No, they have it on TikTok. It's like a roller coaster. She jumps onto the
It's
roller
like a
coaster
platform?
and it shoots her. It's slanted so that when she goes on it, it'll shoot her to the other side and it's totally safe. Like they
That's scary.
No, it's super cool. I don't know if you can pull that up, John, but literally when she dives into the stage, she dives in and she lands on top of a roller coaster and it shoots her all the way down to the other end of the stage underneath it. You don't see that. And then Kevin was talking about the lady swimming on. You could see like a reflection of her
screen?
swimming on the screen, but she's already all the
On
way
the other
back.
She was
And
actually
it-
on the stage. Actually, you could see her swimming
It
on the
changes.
stage.
right on top of it. Right.
So she wore a different dress on Sunday,
And
and
it
the
changes.
image, is
Yeah.
the dress that she's wearing.
Wow.
That
yeah,
day.
Oh.
so it changes to the same color.
It's a lot of
dress she's
thought that
wearing.
goes
It-
into
Dude,
this
it
production.
really is.
Lindsay, that's the thing. This is like
Well, think about the money they have.
I compared
They
it, Kevin.
They could spend.
To me, this is like a Hamilton kind of thing. It was like a whole thing.
Well, it's
It was
it's a spectacle. More, I mean, just as much as it is a concert.
Hamilton is a
but
Broadway
like,
play.
but what I'm saying is, it's a show, Lindsay. It's
Yeah.
not like a concert. It's not like any
Right.
concert I've ever been to. It's like a whole show.
Well,
like
I
she's showing you the
hate
whole.
to tell you guys this, but you guys go to some pretty boring concerts.
Well,
That is not
I
true.
guess it depends
Yeah, I
on
disagree.
your
I totally
your
disagree.
perspective. Yeah.
I think this is the coolest
like,
concert you guys have ever
No,
done.
this is a cool concert. I
It's
agree.
cool.
But the thing about this concert that's not cool, in my opinion, is it's the same show every night outside of 2 songs. So that would get boring after a while. Like, I don't feel like I would need to see it again because I've seen it.
Well, let's
Outside
ask
of
Jill.
the
She
2
saw it
songs.
twice. Jill?
Jill?
It
Was Sunday as
just
exciting?
As good the second.
But you had
time.
better seats the second day, right?
I don't know about that. I was dead center, but I was very high up.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see this
But
one,
you
John.
saw a lot more than you saw.
Yeah,
with
you can
us
see like
Friday.
the front angle.
And you saw the
compared
4 hearts instead of the
to-
2
Correct.
hearts, right?
Correct.
So like we were blocked. It was funny because we were in a box and we didn't get there early enough because we were in a bar, and we were blocked from the
Priorities.
overhead, like sort of like at the Sphere. There, it's like it was blocking us from looking up. Kevin, I'll be honest, it was my idea to go to the bar, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
I didn't want to boot a little girl out of her seat,
I did.
like because we had row 1
Jill will
seats, right?
slap a kid.
Get the fuck out of here. Kid.
We had row 1 seats, and we get to the suite, and there was all these little girls in row 1. And I'm like, looks like we're going to be staying up here today, guys. And we didn't even push the issue.
Yeah, so one of the cool
Yeah.
things is we ran. Oh, John, do you have something cute?
I was just going to play my favorite part of the show.
All right, let's
Do
go.
it,
do it, do it.
John's favorite song.
20 seconds. All right.
This is.
Come on. Come
Okay,
on,
so-
Taylor. I know
Oh,
what you're
yeah.
doing.
Wow.
I think
She's
I
a
know
dirty
why this
girl.
is John's
She's a dirty
favorite
girl.
part.
Why is that?
Yeah,
Tell us.
I could tell you. She's
Sparkly.
hot. That's hot Taylor.
Okay.
That song is
Excuse
hot
me?
Taylor.
I just need you
She's
to
my
picture
age.
all
Calm
of
down.
these
Dude.
kids, all these kids in the box, Lindsay, in front of us. And these guys are all the way in the back going, "Oh my God! Look at that!"
Well, like
Clutching their pearls like
right.
Taylor.
John, I did see some of the moms turn around a couple times. We were
Yeah.
like, holy.
Yeah.
I'm like, look away.
I did run to the bathroom. It was by myself. It's all right.
Yeah, no
Well,
one
yeah,
was
of
in
course
there.
it was. No one's there.
It was not
Do whatever
creepy.
you want in there.
But
You guys
hot
want to
Taylor.
play the...
I want
Hold
to.
on, hold on.
Say, so,
John, there's one other part before we get to the Hogshead interview. Lavender, what is it? Lavender Haze, the malfunction.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
This
yeah.
happened at our show. This was interesting. So Taylor was singing, and her battery pack was about to run out in mid-song, which is a glitch, obviously. And she had to tell people that she was literally about to lose her battery pack. So she said it right in the middle of the song. And I didn't catch it, but I did catch the guy trying to change her battery pack during.
John and I actually did catch it. Tom was too mesmerized.
I was mesmerized. Here it goes. Right here. Listen to what she said.
I just need a new wireless pack because this one is out of battery, please.
That's obviously not part of the song.
It's not. Thanks, Tom. For that.
She didn't do that on Sunday.
I mean, the show
That's
goes
the
on.
luckiest guy in the world, by the way.
Totally. Like, look at the little move she did.
I
there.
know, dude. I'd be like
This
so
guy's
goddamn
like, what in
distracted.
the-
That's why she makes sure that they can't love her. Her-
He's a professional.
I would freaking pass out if she did that
Well,
to
that's
me.
why we're not.
She's like,
looking at
Tom, did you
production.
change my
That's why
battery
they didn't
pack?
let you meet her. They're like, this guy's gonna pass out.
And
We
like-
He
can't-
just has an orgasm and falls
I didn't go
over.
that far, my friend, but I would have a lot of trouble
do you
trying to
think-
change her battery pack
Do
there.
you think
Like,
you're a little bit like
A little
like,
weird about it?
obsessed about?
Maybe.
Yeah, let me
I'm
show
not
you
saying
this
weird.
picture.
I'm not saying
Have you
weird.
gone a little bit?
It's not weird.
I'm
I
saying
think,
it's weird.
yeah, I
Here.
think that's a great picture. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This was Tom crying.
I was crying.
This was
no,
him
I did not cry at
the
all.
majority of the show. And
did
that's
not-
not an exaggeration.
Jill, I sat next to Jill like that for most of the show, right, Jill?
Correct.
I didn't
Hands-
even move. Like,
Correct.
and
You
I have
videotaped a
ADD.
lot. You videotaped a lot.
I have
Mesmerized.
I have ADD, and I sat still for 3.5 hours and watched.
John
this
and I
lady.
went and got merch,
That-
and Tom basically
Oh.
told us it was like a capital offense that we
Dude,
went and got
Listen, he
merch.
lost his shit when you guys left.
They,
She
they
only-
left for reputation.
Correct. She
We
only
were-
does
that's the
Enchanted in
highlight
the
of
one
the
era.
show.
And the snake comes out,
And
when
they
he
were
started
gone.
looking around.
I was
he
like,
said, "Where
these
the fuck
fucking
are
idiots.
these guys?
These
This is the
fucking
best
idiots."
fucking part of the show."
John, did we have fun in the merch line
Well,
talking
good for
to
you.
a lot
I'm
of
glad.
people?
I'm
We
glad
did,
you had. Good
but I
job.
admit we kind of probably messed up a little bit.
The biggest part of the show.
We should have left
It
during
was
her new
sorry.
stuff, which I just wasn't.
Oh
too
yeah,
impressed
the
with.
tortured poets part we could
Yeah.
have probably gotten.
So-
merch.
You guys want to play the
Sure,
Hogshead interview?
sure.
So
then
we
we'll
were-
wrap-
we
then
were-
we'll wrap
we
after
ran
that.
right into Mayor Joe.
Joe's. I know where
before-
his box is. You know, I've gone to games with Joe, so we went over and visited our favorite LOCPodder, Mayor Joe.
Here's the interview.
It is a 3-night love fest with Taylor Swift that will bring unbelievable tourism. Do you know that 80% of everyone who will attend these 3 nights are not from Indiana?
I believe it. We have to drive home tonight because not only is Indy locked up with all the hotel rooms, West Lafayette all the way home is basically $700 a night for a hotel, and that's what you guys are doing in Indy is locking down the whole state right now. It's,
Well, Mayor, you observed it yourself just a few moments ago. 3 nights of Taylor Swift and everything that comes with her. You know this, Mayor. Indianapolis is a uniquely well-positioned and very well-qualified host city. Half of the country is within 1-day drive, so people don't really need to take an airplane here if they want to come for an event.
can we exchange a friendship bracelet?
Let me give
Aw.
you
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
a friendship bracelet.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I
Now,
appreciate
it-
what you do for
now-
the state.
Besties.
Mayor Joe Hogsett, great city of
bestie.
Indianapolis.
Hello,
Thanks,
Mayor
sir.
Joe.
Oh, this one's kind of
Maybe my new favorite
This is
mayor.
epic,
Yeah.
man.
Come on.
I
second
think
is
so.
fine.
Hey, I know he's my favorite mayor.
I'm leaving this freaking.
So
bar.
I
He
thought-
brought WWE to Indianapolis.
Yes, he did.
I'm very excited.
He
about
talks
that.
about you every time I see him, Linz.
Me.
Oh yeah, no, he
Did
knows.
you tell him about how much I love WWE?
That's why he talks about you every time I see him. That's why
He did it
knows
just for
are.
you, Lindsay.
He
I
did.
know. He was thinking about me when he
Mayor
was
Joe,
signing
honestly,
the contract.
I think Indianapolis is glowing right now. It was a great weekend for our state, but for Indianapolis,
The money.
they cemented themselves as one of the premier cities in the United States to host big events. They did 210,000 people in 3 days in that stadium. 210, and that's not her biggest tour stop. She had 100.
and without any problems with traffic. Jill, how was traffic getting out on Sunday?
It wasn't bad actually. So from the end of the show to us getting in the car and driving away, it was like a half hour.
Not
Really?
bad.
It wasn't.
We got
bad.
out
That's
really.
awesome.
We got out early on Friday.
We
did.
did.
Yeah,
our-
we
we
did.
did our-
We did the old man. leave
Oh
early.
yeah, we did.
And Kevin was like doing a slow jog. Jill was
Oh,
salty.
I was like, dude, stop running.
We
Why
were
are
like
you
so
running?
far
I
ahead
wasn't
of the
running.
crowd. Kevin
wasn't
is like
running.
running. I'm like, what the fuck is the matter with
He
you,
was
dude?
swearing at us.
The street was empty, and Kevin's
the street
running.
was fucking empty. He's
not
like,
running.
run, you assholes! We gotta get out of here.
I like when Kevin cussed out the guy in the roundabout. That was
Oh, that
my
was
favorite part of the
wild.
night.
Oh,
I
was
love
like,
that.
what a
Dude,
jerk.
Kevin,
That was wild.
Kevin gets when he goes to concerts, he becomes an animal.
No, this guy
It's
was
a
like
little
looking at me
spicy.
like,
He
"What are you
does.
doing? Are you gonna hit me?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I see you. Okay, it's fine."
That's
So-
putting it lightly,
Yeah,
Kevin.
All right,
politely.
But
So-
what is it about you in concerts? Because I've
think
noticed
it's-
this.
Is it concerts or is it roundabouts? Because I understand him in roundabouts. I
Thank
also
you,
get a
Lindsay.
little ornery
Lindsay,
about those.
I was with Kevin at a Steely Dan concert, and
Oh,
he almost
don't-
started a brawl.
Oh, love Steely Dan.
That
but
guy-
who gets in fights at Steely Dan?
Zero
concerts?
people do.
That's right. It's
Zero.
probably never happened in the history of the band. end. And fucking Kevin,
This
like,
is a man
starts
who
a fight.
listened to Asia, and he was like, "I want to fight."
Raging. He's like, Kevin's
I
like,
mean, when I hear Black Cow, it's like, you know,
I'm gonna take somebody out. I'm taking somebody out. I'm so fired
I want
up.
to stomp on some necks. Let's go.
I will say
some
I
necks.
watched somebody get escorted out of our section
Whoa.
on Sunday.
Oh wow.
what?
Yeah.
Belligerent drunkenness, or
Probably.
Drugs?
She didn't have shoes on the whole
She.
time. She
Mm.
was a little bit of a hot mess.
Dude.
And then when we left, there was
Part
some
pregame
dude that
too
was
hard?
just fucking passed out.
Whoa.
It was good shit.
who
Really?
was pre-gaming
Wow.
that hard on a Sunday concert?
At a
I
Taylor
know.
Swift
No.
show.
Dude, it would have been
No.
totally inappropriate, like, to do
Yeah.
anything wrong there. It was
Yes.
such a lovely
Agreed.
crowd.
There's so many
Bunch of
kids
little girls
there.
that were so happy. Everybody was so happy.
Like, why are you gonna get belligerent?
Like, that community is really, like, there is no way anything bad was going to happen. It was just, like, so lovely.
Yeah, so
everybody's, like, smiling and singing and dancing. It was like, holy crap. It was so happy.
We
And
talked to
the people watching. Phenomenal.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
I bet you.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal.
There's a lot. I would say the ratio, John, we counted, we were in the merch line. It was like 30 women to 2 guys.
I believe it.
And,
You
know,
guys did statistics at the
well,
concert?
I was just
we
curious.
were
I was just
statisticking
we were
the
doing-
whole time.
thinking about live
Statisticians.
Statusizing. We were statusizing the whole time.
And the
Lindsay.
police chief said it was a great. And we when we saw Mayor Joe, we also saw the police chief, and he was saying what a great crowd it was.
Yeah.
there was a lot of
He
like
had a
people taking
shitload of
photos
friends
with the
with me.
police
Yeah.
department. It was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
So they said it was a great show too.
So, all right, let's go ahead and bounce. It was
Congrats
a great
to
time.
Indy.
We appreciate everybody for coming along with us, and it was great to get the show out there. I mean, we missed you though, Lynn. So next
yeah.
time.
Well,
Well,
I've never been a big T Swift fan, but it would have been nice to
yeah,
be
but the next
present,
one,
but-
the next one for the show is Oasis. So get your calendars ready for
Get
Oasis
ready.
Chicago.
Should we go and support Indianapolis and go see
WWE?
Royal Rumble in February?
Yes.
To the Morrissey show in November.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, that
Morrissey
too.
is fine. That just sounds real sad.
Let's do some let's do some ads and come back.
We had one story I wanted to hit.
Oh, I'm
before
sorry.
Do you want to do it after? We can do it
Yeah,
after.
let's
Okay.
do ads.
Yeah, let's do it after, and then I want to do the City Hall issues.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so, okay, let's do some ads. Power in Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. Are you thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or does your business have plans to break ground on a new project? If so, don't leave important projects in the wrong hands. With IBEW Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit powerindiana.org today to ensure your projects in the hands of skilled professionals who deliver on time and on budget. Find your electrical contractor at powerindiana.org.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with someone who is in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife Kristen make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Calumet Brewing. Michelob Ultra is a superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Containing only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, Michelob Ultra is a light lager brewed with the perfect balance of hops and wholesome grains, producing a crisp, refreshing finish. With Michelob Ultra, there's no better time to crack open a cold one. Head over to Cal Brew or Michelob Ultra social media for info on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Michelob Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
Tortillas Nuevo sets the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortilla Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
Should hack this and make it flash for that
Oh.
song.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like red and white
Yeah.
for the
John,
red
get
and white
on
logo.
Let's get on that.
Buy
John,
the-
John,
buy
why
the
didn't you
equipment
geofence
necessary.
this thing?
I'm gonna hack into it. And,
All right, Prestmer Insurance Agency. For decades, the Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all of your insurance needs. The Prestmer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestmer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or his son Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They are here to protect what matters most to you.
And the branding room floor. Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. Trust Northwest Indiana's award-winning full-service marketing agency, the Branding Room Floor. Providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market is their specialty. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today. Thank you to our sponsors, including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lake County.
Thanks, guys.
You know, like the last weekend before election is always a crazy one, right, Kev?
It is.
Usually that's
lawlessness.
Usually that's when illegal stuff happens. Like, I remember one time Lindsay and I and my family were at church, and while I was in church, my political opponent like blanketed all the cars in the parking lot the Sunday before election day
At our church.
At our church with just brutal lies about me, which was embarrassing. I may have chased him down after that, but we don't need to get into that.
That's right.
So anyway,
It was a little petty.
it was petty on his part and it was petty on my part, but that was young Tom McDermott. This is older, more mature.
He got
Mayor
more
Tom.
petty.
Calm Mayor Tom.
Calm Mayor
He's
Tom.
calm.
run
The
as much
locomotive. The locomotive doesn't do shit like that. So anyway, this is the last weekend before Election Day, and I wake up on Sunday. I'm going to work like a good mayor, and on my way to get coffee, I notice illegally placed Republican signs in right-of-ways in my city. And I don't think much about it. And then I take a turn and I start heading down another street, and I noticed illegally placed Republican signs in another part of my city. And I'm like, that's weird. And then I take a turn on another street, and I know illegally placed Republican signs in another right-of-way. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Well,
But
what makes
they
them
s-
illegally
They
placed?
can't just, you have to have permission to put yard
From
signs.
the property, correct?
Yeah,
so
and you
it can't
can't
be
just
like
put
public
it,
spaces.
you can't
or-
put it in our Hammond's right-of-ways.
I
And
mean,
we are good about this, Lindsay. That's the difference.
Oh, yeah, I
When you drive
remember-
through Hammond, you don't see that shit.
I remember being 18 and I went to put out signs, and then I got yelled at because I put them slightly in the wrong place, and I had to go back and do it again.
And just to be fair, and so people don't think like we're only pulling Republican signs, the Public Works Department pulls like we're having a buy homes for free
Right.
signs.
We get those a lot.
They pull like
Buy
garage
homes
sales. Yeah,
for
you know
free.
those buy homes
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We'll buy your home.
Yeah,
free
we'll buy your
cable,
home.
call my number.
There you
Right.
go, free cable,
Free cell phones.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I
it,
still
it-
love pulling those when up north. Oh,
see
I
exactly.
love
it
pulling-
ruins people's day.
I love pulling illegally placed signs myself.
And one of the reasons
It's a-
that you
it's a
can't
hobby.
have you can't have signs that are promoting something, a product or a candidate or whatever in public right-of-ways or on public spaces is because it makes it look like the government is
Yes.
promoting or
Yes.
condoning a certain
Or
party
allowing that,
or
yeah.
candidate.
And we
it's
don't-
not just like, oh, it's a Republican sign, let's pull it down.
I don't let our people do that.
No.
We enforce this consistently. I don't put my signs in right-of-ways when I'm running. Marissa doesn't put her signs.
Yep,
Like,
your sign
we're not gonna
guys
let,
are very clear as to where
we're,
things
we're
go
pros.
and where
We've
they
been doing
don't.
this a while. So anyway, I get to City Hall after like pulling a number of signs, being pissed off, and I get to City Hall. Freaking Republican signs in front of City Hall.
A public.
In front of the Christmas
In
tree.
front of the freaking City Hall. Like we're endorsing, and in this case, it was Mike Braun and it was Randy Nehmeyer. Mike Braun for governor, Randy Nehmeyer for Congress. And I I made a little TikTok
Playing
about
that
He
now.
saw
You're
red.
playing it.
Yeah.
And I stomped him.
Oh, wow.
Pulled him, stomped
He
him.
office spaced those signs, man.
Yeah, this is great. The best thing if you listen to the video, it's,
We can't play.
to the tune of BTO taking care of business.
And I threw them right in the goddamn garbage.
Look at
And
that.
that's where they are. If you know,
If you want
Ron
it
and
back.
Beckwith want their signs, it's in City Hall garbage. Randy Nehmeyer, if you want your sign that was illegally placed in front of City Hall, they're in the garbage can at City Hall. You can go get it.
It doesn't look good for the campaigns either if they're putting signs out in places that they shouldn't, because it just makes it look like they're desperate, in my opinion.
Agree, Kevin.
Yeah,
it's like a sign of a losing campaign. When you're so desperate, you know you're going to get smoked in Hammond, so you have to place signs out in places to make people think that we actually support
And-
you.
and
It's desperate.
I think putting them in front of City Hall was just a way for them to like try to almost like get your goat.
It worked.
Did you pull the security footage?
No, I didn't really care that much.
So
You know what I'm
Probably
saying?
just some random guy.
It's some asshole, but like, what am I gonna do? We're gonna like waste police resources and like try to figure out. I mean, we could totally find out exactly who it was. We have license plate readers. We know exactly what kind of car it was because we could see it.
Let's
pulled
go
up
egg their
next to-
house.
let's go
Yeah.
here.
Okay. See, if you would have told me that was the end result, we would have done it. See, like I thought,
Fairly
like
certain that's
Call
illegal,
me
too,
next
though.
time.
I will, because I had the lawyers being like, we could press charges against it, and I was like, no,
Let's
I
be
don't want to
petty
go
about
there.
it.
But
Fucking
Jill,
Kevin.
if you'd have said,
Be
let's
John.
fucking toilet paper his house and egg his house, I would have been like, let's go.
See,
I'm in.
that's
What
the
the fuck?
original Petty Tom.
That's right. Thank you. Jill knows what's
It's
up.
coming
Bring it
back.
back.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and
Joe.
so I got a phone call from a city employee that was like, hey, Kevin, there's signs in the right of way, and I was like, all right, I'll, number one, I'll check with the mayor, but he had already taken care of City Hall, so that was
and he
fine.
put it on TikTok.
And he's like, don't worry, Kevin, I got this. And I was like, okay. And I said, so I'll keep an eye out for him as well. And I was driving to the new pickleball facility, and about to get on Calumet Avenue exit on 8094, and I saw the same thing in the right of way, in the right of way, and I was like, all right, I'll pull over, put my hazards on, and just do what I'm supposed to do, which is take the signs down. I didn't throw in my car. I didn't throw them in the garbage.
Stomp on it?
No, I didn't. I just put them down, and that's fine.
That was nice of you.
Give it a few whacks.
So that if the campaign wants to come get them, they're there, and I didn't want to take somebody's property. So, but as I'm doing this, I hear this beeping. And I'm like, what is going on? I was like, oh, someone's happy I'm pulling the signs down. That's nice. They know what I'm doing. It's in the right of way. Nope, wrong. Some guy pulled his. It was like some guy and some woman. The guy's flipping me off and yelling to vote for Trump as he's driving by me, like beeping his horn and like telling me I shouldn't be.
Kevin, I apologized for that. I'm sorry.
Thank
okay?
you, John. Appreciate that. I didn't know if it was you or your dad or your brother, but
My dad.
Bring the whole family into it.
I know they wouldn't do that. To
All right,
me.
I got one. How about this? So this happened yesterday at City Hall. So I'm pulling into City Hall. I don't remember. It's like in the morning, okay? And I'm like walking in, and as I'm pulling up to City Hall, I see some guy that's working on the building. You could tell he's like pulling like screens out, and he's working on the furnace and air conditioner. And I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? I don't recognize him, right? And then I see the dude has a fucking Trump hat on, and I'm like, who the fuck is wearing a Trump hat to work? Because he's obviously working. So I pull in, and I'm like, are you gonna do something? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do something.
Freedom of speech.
And are you gonna do something? And I'm like, no, Lindsay, you can't do that. We can't. My employees can't. No, it's nonpartisan. You can't walk into City Hall with campaign.
It wasn't a contractor. It was like somebody who works for the city.
So I didn't recognize him though, and I know the people who work for me.
Yeah.
So I go
Dad
pound on
knows
Dave's
his
door.
guys.
So I'm like, did Dave hire somebody? A fucking Trumper? It's like walking around wearing Trump shit. So I knock on Dave's door. Dave's out. It was lunchtime. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to let it go. I don't want to start a fight, right?
Is
so
this
I
the
walk,
calm Tom?
This was calm Tom.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to, maybe I'll mention something to Dean. And I walk out, and sure as shit, as soon as I walk back in the hallway, the Trumper walks into the hallway. And this is an employees only area. And I'm looking at him, John, you know what I'm talking, in the tunnel, right? You guys all know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you work for me? And he goes, no. And he's like going about his business, like ignoring me. And I go, who do you work for? And he tells me the name of the company. I go, so you're working for the city of Hammond right now? He goes, yeah. I go, take that fucking hat off. Just like that. And he goes, what? I go, take that fucking hat off right now. You can't wear that fucking hat in City Hall. And then the guy's like, what do you mean? I could wear this hat anywhere. It's First Amendment. And I'm like, take the hat off. You can't wear that in City Hall. You're on the job right now. You like, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, show me where it says I can't wear this hat in City Hall. And I said, go ahead and wear the hat, big guy. And I walked right upstairs, and I called him big guy, which is
Big
usually,
guy's always a tell for Tom.
If I say big guy, you're
that means
fucked.
he's about to go nuclear.
I'm about to fuck you if I say big guy.
Oh
and I
God! Oh my God!
So I said,
Marissa's heard that once or twice.
so I said,
Okay, good. Hi, big guy.
all right, big guy. So I said, all right, big guy, keep the hat on. And I walked upstairs, and we no longer do business at that company.
Fuck around and find out.
What a fucking dick.
That's what
This is a
happens.
Democratic, I'm a Democratic mayor. So if you're going to send Trumpers to my business, have them take the fucking hat off.
But
like,
it
I don't
even-
go around looking at your voting record.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's not even like a partisan thing. It's City Hall.
That's
You
right.
need to be professional.
I'm not
You
walking
can't-
around with my Kamala shit on. It's City Hall.
Yeah, I mean, not getting into the First Amendment issue. I think it's more just like if you're doing work in the city and you're sending your workers out there, just like say, hey, look, I don't know who votes for who. Just do me a favor. We want to keep business with certain clients. Just keep your political stuff to yourself.
Fucking wear
it at
uniform.
home. Wear it at lunchtime.
Yes.
But not when you're at people's. Like I wouldn't want.
Don't confront the fucking
like,
mayor.
at
I could
lunchtime.
care less that if somebody came to my house and they are going to vote for Trump, but I don't necessarily need them to be wearing a hat when they come in. I'm paying them for work at my house.
I
right?
paid.
Who would
There was
do
a guy.
that?
There was a guy that worked on my house that was wearing a Trump hat, and I didn't say shit to him. He was a contractor over a year
I think
ago.
I would've.
He wore it every day. He would wear his Trump hat, and I
It's
didn't
a
say
little
shit.
unprofessional though.
I
That's
think-
what
I agree
I
with
mean.
you. I agree
Like
with you.
I'm not going to advertise while I'm at work as
I
a
agree with
nurse,
you,
and
Lindsay.
I'm like wearing a Kamala shirt or
Right,
sticker.
But
I'm
that
not
was
gonna
at
do
my
that.
house, though. He wore it. I didn't say shit, and he
Wow.
was a nice guy.
I think I would have
otherwise,
said it at my house.
he didn't. A nice guy otherwise, but in City fucking Hall, fuck you. You're getting paid by the city of Hammond, you fucking asshole, walking around with a Trump hat on, like and telling the mayor, "Fuck off." I could wear a Trump hat. It's like okay,
Yeah, I mean, I think from a
big
business,
guy.
from a business perspective, big guy. I think from a business perspective, it's just bad business to have your employees running around to
100%.
people with. But I mean, from a First Amendment,
Harris or Trump.
yeah,
Agree.
no, John. I'm not saying
John,
just
you
because
would
of
never
Trump
do
hat.
that in a million
No,
years, and I
no.
wouldn't do it either. We don't wear Trump
Yeah.
shit. We don't wear Kamala shit. We don't bring our political shit to City Hall.
We don't advertise, period.
Like I think, I mean, you have a First Amendment right, of course, to wear whatever you want. But I mean, I think from a business perspective, it's a bad idea. So.
Hey, man, did you guys see? Okay, so we have a video of Jason Kelce. This is a good story. Did you see this one, Lindsay?
No.
So Jason Kelce, the brother of Travis Kelce. Jason Kelce is an NFL player, retired NFL
yeah.
player. Played for the Eagles, offensive lineman, badass.
Really
I
good.
do like the Kelce boys.
He's a nice guy, it seems like. And he
$100
was
million
Is he a Penn
podcast.
State guy? He was in Penn State. Or is he an Ohio State guy?
he's part of College Game Day on ESPN, and they were doing College Game Day in Happy Valley in Pennsylvania.
No wonder he apologized.
To go to the Ohio State Penn State game, which was one of the best games of the week. It was like number 3 versus number 4.
So we're going to play this video, and what you're going to hear is a guy in the background that's egging Jason Kelce on, basically.
And like a college kid.
Yeah. And he's
I'm like-
following him like a foot behind
Patrick's
him.
age.
I was like, who? I mean, this guy. you
Where
gotta
are the
remember,
parents?
This guy, yeah. Where are the parents? Number one, and this guy is huge. This is an offensive lineman.
You're
So-
going to go after
So the guy is
Jason
like
Kelce.
literally holding a phone right to Jason, a foot behind him, and then he calls his brother, Travis Kelce, the F word. That's a slur for homosexuals. He says the F word, and he says your brother is an F for dating Taylor Swift.
Yeah, the quote exactly is, hey, Kelce, how does it feel your brother is a F for dating Taylor Swift?
And
now,
then
by the way, it makes no sense.
No.
But
No.
okay.
None whatsoever.
Right.
I just saw Taylor
I would-
Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that makes him very hetero, actually.
Very straight.
Very straight.
So not only
The
is this
straightest
kid,
guy.
This guy's the very lucky straight man.
not only
Yeah.
is this kid, saying ridiculous
shit, yeah.
epithets that you shouldn't be saying in public or at all, and then secondly, it's nonsensical. So
So
Kelce!
Hey, Kelce! How does
Kelce!
it feel your brother's a faggot dating Taylor Swift?
statement.
Kelce, can I get a fist bump?
Stop.
Kelce, can I get a
Turns
fist bump?
around.
Hell yeah.
Slams his iPhone into the ground and shatters
have
it
another
right in
one.
front of
Good
the
for
kid.
hey, wait,
him.
there's John. There's another video
Yeah, here it
attached
is.
to that. Like that is gonna be shattered.
And then he took it.
Then he grabs the phone.
Hell
He
yeah.
throws it, right?
So the aftermath is he grabs the
Kelce!
phone off the ground, and then he won't give it back to him. The guy's like begging for his phone back.
Yeah, here's what he says.
Oh yeah, and he yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you
Who's
gonna
the
do?
F word
He
now?
says, "Who's the F word now?"
Right.
But so and that's what he apologized for. So last night, this was interesting. He got on and said, "I chose to greet hate with hate. I'm not happy with anything that took place. I'm not proud of it. In a heated moment, I chose to, greet hate with hate, and I just don't do that. It's not a productive thing. I really don't. I think it leads to bad discourse, and it's the right way. It's not the right way to go about doing things. In that moment, I fell down to a level that I shouldn't have."
Blah, blah. That sounds like a guy who just got a $100 million podcast deal and was forced to apologize.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so sick of people apologizing.
But who cares?
Dude.
Like,
I'm so sick of people
if I had a
apologizing.
$100 million podcast, and they wanted me to apologize, I'd fucking apologize too, man.
and I
You
think
want to
he.
keep that keep
Good
the
amount
money
of
rolling, baby.
I mean, I get it.
Come
Like,
on,
I
come on.
He did nothing wrong.
I don't think he
No.
did anything
I mean,
wrong.
we
he
with
need
used
more
a-
hate like
he
this,
used
to be
a
honest.
slur.
John,
I agree
John,
with
I
you,
think
man.
using
Slam
the-
that fucking phone.
Yeah.
I think slamming the phone is totally appropriate.
Slamming the phone was
I think
totally
what he
great.
said to him is probably what he feels bad about.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
he
can
used
see
a
that.
slur
Agreed.
in response
Agreed.
to the slur.
That's
Slamming the
exactly-
phone is awesome.
So we all agree. He was totally appropriate by slamming the phone.
Hell yeah.
yes.
But when he said, "Who's the F
Yes.
now?"
And
that's
that's what
where
he-
he.
that's what he feels
That's where
bad
he
about.
I
fucked
That's
think
up.
he
when he
was
lowered
fine there.
himself.
Nah,
Yes,
I
I
think he
agree.
was fine there.
John, that's a
I don't think we
personal
should be
opinion.
using that word, John.
I don't think I agree with Kevin and Lindsay.
But
on
he
this
said
one.
it in a way everyone should be able to be like
You should.
for.
I wouldn't. If it was the N word, you wouldn't say it, John.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? If it was the N word, you wouldn't say, "Who's the N word now?" Because then you get beat up. You know. What
Well,
I'm
I mean,
saying?
it's just as inappropriate.
it
So-
would be totally inappropriate.
But I
There's
think
still slurs.
defending your brother and grabbing that
yes.
total twat's
I
phone,
think-
or I can't say
Whoa!
that. I mean, that
Oh!
Another
that
slur.
guy's phone.
Kevin, you need to apologize.
I'm sorry.
Total
Dude,
twat.
I'm sorry
Dude,
for
we don't have
using
$100
that.
million.
I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry for using that word, but for that, like
Power in Indiana wants
kinda-
you to apologize.
College student sues LOCPod
Jerk's
after
phone.
Kevin calls him a twat.
for using that jerk's phone, and I mean, that's totally appropriate for doing that to the phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like slam it down. And it
Fuck
was
him.
awesome. Like
Fuck
you
that
knew
kid.
it was
Well, I
ruined
hope-
immediately.
I
Oh,
hope
yeah.
that he
That
doesn't
little-
buy that kid.
Oh,
any
no,
phone
he
either.
better
Oh,
not.
he will.
I want his
He
parents
will.
to see that
He
kid's
will.
parents, and be like,
Oh, I
you get
agree.
no
That
phone
was-
forever.
If that was
Tom,
Patrick,
if that was your kid,
I would fucking drive down to West Lafayette and kick Pat's ass if that was Patrick.
Right.
I'd be like in the car right now, like pissed.
well, not only for doing that to Kelce, but for using that word and being an asshole.
Oh my God! I would,
Like, what are
Pat
you
would-
doing?
Like, I don't even like saying that because Pat would never in a million years do that.
No, he
Pat's not
wouldn't.
an asshole. So
You know what's sad though is that kid's probably gonna start like a GoFundMe and like
Buy
he's
me a
gonna
new
raise
phone.
like $500,000.
Yeah, but
I
you know
got
what?
kicked
But
out
the
of
problem is
college.
by whom? Who's
Yeah,
gonna,
by
who's
the
gonna
right-wingers.
donate? Yeah, who's gonna
Yeah.
donate to that?
that's funny.
Right?
Not the
So-
Taylor Swift fan.
No.
So he's walking into work, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's like walking through
Yeah.
campus.
Yeah, bless
Can you go back to that? Because let's see, he doesn't have a briefcase.
I just
he
closed.
has
college
he
game
has
day
a
guy.
case of
no,
beer.
he literally is carrying a fucking
Yep.
case of
And
beer
it's
with
That's
all
right.
one
He was
crack
carrying a case of
open.
beer.
That's awesome.
I
He was-
forgot.
He was
You're
carrying
right.
a case of
I didn't even
garage
catch
beer.
that. He
Which
was
I
carrying.
also like
He was
it.
carrying a 12-pack.
That's that man's
That was a
briefcase.
24-pack,
No, it's a
Dad.
fucking
That's
24
his
pack.
fucking.
And it
That's
was
his
open.
fucking briefcase. That's hilarious.
And he had an open container, and it looked ripped open that he had consumed a couple of
John's
them.
going back
But
in
the,
now.
the handle was still intact.
John's going back in now.
Hell
it was so
yeah.
fucking weird. John's like, that's it. That's
It's
his briefcase.
garage beer.
Get the fuck out of here.
Is that what it
And he's
says,
got one
garage?
open in his
Yeah.
hand. Mm-hmm.
That's
I don't
awesome.
think I'd want to like.
Hey, he's walking through the
Taunt that
tailgate
guy.
area.
No.
an NFL player.
Yeah.
You're gonna fuck with it. Like
Well,
that's
not
the thing.
even that. He's just a big guy,
He's
and the
a
guy
big
who's
dude.
going after him is this skinny dude.
You know why? It's a perfect example of like the generation of kids that grew up behind a keyboard talking shit to
Right.
people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you don't realize you can't do that in real life. You little fucking
Mess
idiot.
around, and you find out.
That's right.
I just think like why wouldn't one of the kids like go up to him and say, what are you saying, dude?
Yeah.
Like confront
Because
him.
they're all drunk idiots.
I would have jumped that kid too. So
Dude, if he's not a pro football player, that kid gets his ass beat.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
It'd be like, yeah, I agree with you, Joe. You can't. It's like if
100%.
you're
don't
like
talk
a black.
about family.
If you're like a black belt in karate, you can't like start beating on
And-
people. If you're an NFL player,
And by the way, I would just
I
say
just
this.
mean if he wasn't famous. Like if he was just
Oh.
some guy
he
on the
would have
street,
definitely.
That's
pre
dead agree.
pre cell phones, that kid gets his ass kicked
Yeah.
right there.
He'd end
Right.
up in the hospital.
Right
Yeah,
there.
right?
Chat said that's the beer they partnered with. I assume they made
Nice.
their
Oh, yeah?
podcast, so they got their exposure worth. from
Nice.
that.
Hell
Good
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I've never heard of garage beer.
Now
Now
you
I'm
have. Let's go.
interested.
Now you have.
I want garage beer. Now.
Steve.
I don't even
I
drink.
want to try it.
Get us a case of garage beer. We're gonna open it on the
Yeah.
next show.
Warm.
Warm.
try it.
Mayor likes his warm.
Warm.
Ew.
And Mayor likes a shotgun in the
Tailgate
studio.
special.
So.
Warm beer.
yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do some ads. We'll come back, talk about Election Day. I voted on the way here. Well, let's go ahead and talk about some of the races going on and close out that way. So let's start off with Ku Klux Law. Are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Who are you going to call? Ku Klux Law. That's who. Your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need help buying or selling real estate? Call Ku Klux Law. Forming a new business? Call Ku Klux Law. Injured in a car crash or at work? Call Ku Klux Law. No matter what your legal issue is, I'm struggling today.
Yeah, you
Wow.
are.
Call 219-671-6347 to schedule your free consultation. Who are you going to call? Ku Klux Law. That's who. Hablamos Español.
When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business. Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 55 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That is rogersroofing.com or 933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning, with a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on. They're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. For more information, check out their website at mcrpartnersllc.com, or for tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to our friend Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511. Boom.
Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Waltensberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
I've always wanted to do that. I never get to.
You got to.
All right, Frankie V's No need to dress up. It's a casual place. Bring the whole family. We have plenty of space. A hidden gem in Hammond. You don't have to drive far. Delicious food, great service, and yes, a full bar. Try our homemade pizza chips, Italian beef, sausage, marinara, and more. We have delicious pizza, pasta, and Italian foods galore. Don't go where they don't remember you. It's just not the same. Come to Frankie V's where everyone really knows your name. Visit us today at thefrankieV's.com for daily specials, full menu, and hours.
All right.
Thank you to our sponsors, including our studio sponsor.
Well, we were going to talk about the election. Yes. I have yet to vote.
You got to.
I'm going right after.
Good. It's not bad.
But I'm saying that because I can still be swayed.
So, all right.
Nice, really? Nice.
Hey, John, just real quick, if you could put in chat, maybe you already did because you're always on top of things, but go if you have any questions about where you are supposed to vote today, go to indianavoters.com. I can tell you that just being down at county already this morning, there are a lot of people that still think the early vote sites are open. So there were I would say, I ran into literally 10 people that thought that
you have to vote in
your precinct today. So if you don't know where that is, go to Indiana, and you're in Indiana.
Most people know.
Go to indianavoters.com and look up your voter profile, and you can find out where you're supposed to vote.
I voted in my precinct today for the first time in probably a decade.
Just because you usually early vote?
Cal?
Yeah. Because I early vote.
It's called
I used to work there. Sorry.
Forever Purdue
I
Cal.
just graduated from there. It's Purdue Cal.
Wow.
But
Amen.
PNW, like the chancellor's going to get pissed off.
Does your
Actually,
diplomacy
it's not, but okay, Lindsay.
No, it does not.
No, it's like South Lake Mall.
Whatever. Everybody my age and older agrees with me.
Correct. You're right.
Well, when we moved there, it was Purdue Cal. How about that, Linz? And most of your childhood, it was Purdue Cal.
Yeah, well, I used to work there. I love all the ladies who work there.
Yeah.
Does that mean you get to call it Purdue Cal?
Yeah, that means
I'm not sure. I'm confused.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Kevin, what do you call the
100%.
paper sitting on the desk?
Hammond Times.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Case closed.
Okay.
Good point.
Thank you,
Good point.
John.
What do you call the mall out in Maryville?
South Lake Mall.
Thank you.
Merville.
Not Westfield Mall.
Okay.
Never even heard of that.
What do you call the tallest building in Chicago?
Sears Tower.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Good points. What do you call where the White Sox play?
Comiskey.
Or no, I call it guaranteed rate down arrow park.
By the way, this is the election section of the show. Are you guys getting informed about elections?
No.
Right now? Yeah.
Polls are open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. local time in Indiana.
Yes.
I walked in, so there's 2 precincts in my precinct. One, 5-4 and 5-5. I vote in 5-4. There's three machines in each precinct, and they were all full. I walked in and I waited 1 minute and voted.
I got a text from somebody in Hammond that said he went at 6 o'clock like he always does, and he's usually first in line. He said today he was number 18 in line.
Wow. But yeah.
Who put this meme in the
That wasn't me.
Oh, I did. I don't.
It's a good one. I like that.
I'm just not in a really good state right now. It's a woman texting her boyfriend, and the boyfriend's on the bottom. He says, "Damn, Indiana?" Question mark.
I thought that was funny. Yeah. There you go.
They better not call Indiana at 6:01 today.
They will.
They do that on purpose, right? Because they know. They're like, one day when we call it, we'll have to reverse and say, it's
Indiana's
too close.
one of the first 5 states.
They did that
It'd be
to
great
me.
if they didn't.
It sucked when I was running and they did that.
Yep.
It was crushing.
Because we were still waiting for numbers.
Lake County's numbers weren't even out yet. It was bullshit. But they turned out to be right. But no, that's the thing that sucks is there's people still voting and they call the state.
That's the problem I have.
It's stupid.
Is they call it at 6 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Republicans downstate.
Yeah. So anyway, today, I think. Well, let me ask you, Tom. Where are you feeling, just in general?
Yeah, what's the race you're hot about?
Me?
What are you excited to see the results?
I'm focused on the presidency.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm really focused on. Obviously, I think if Kamala has a good night, I think that bodes well for Jennifer, which is the next one I'm watching for governor. If Jennifer wins the governor's race, that changes our lives dramatically. City of Hammond, dramatically. It changes my life dramatically because I'd be a Democratic mayor and with a Democratic governor. That would be amazing for
First time for how long?
Since I was in my 30s, and I'm in my 50s.
Yep.
So that would be, for me professionally, it would give me a wind in my sails that I don't have right now.
I ran into somebody.
Honestly, it could make me feel all different about my job. If Jennifer was the governor, I'd be like, I have an ally downstate, and I haven't felt that way in 20 years.
I ran into somebody who I respect just walking into the podcast today, and who knows about Lake County and knows about Indiana. And I said, what do you think about the governor's race? And he said, you know what? I think Braun wins, but I think it's under 50%. And I think it's a 46-48 43-9 for the Libertarian. Like, I don't think he gets 50, but I think he wins a
Wow.
close race.
I don't think Libertarian does well in this race. I think that all the stuff that they're publishing about him right now is brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Like-
And by the way, it's by the Republican, which tells
the
you
Republicans are attacking the Libertarian, and it's brutal attacks.
Yeah.
It's like
personal attacks.
personal attacks about him being allegedly being a deadbeat dad, not paying his child support, and having his car repossessed. It's brutal. It's like a personal attack on him, and I think it's an effective personal attack if it's true. And I haven't
Libertarians-
researched it enough because I don't vote on that side. So.
Libertarians
It'd
are
be nice
anti-government,
to have
so
a third party, though.
What's that?
we
It'd
have
be
one,
nice to
Linz.
have a third party.
It'd be nice to have a legitimate
Like
third
a
party. I
legit
guess.
one, yeah,
Right.
like-
Not like the crazy libertarians. No offense. So.
They might decide the election. So, and what do you think?
Well,
locally?
like 4 years ago, the Libertarian got like 7% of the vote, and it was monumental, or maybe even more than
it was
that.
more. It was actually.
But that was 4 years ago.
Yep.
Now,
and it was COVID.
and nobody's relaxing on the Libertarian candidate this time. Now the Libertarian candidate's getting attacked, and I have a feeling that's going to have an effect on the bottom line.
Well, and it was a response to Governor Holcomb's, what some conservative voters felt was a too liberal of a response regarding COVID, and people voted Libertarian just to kind of, say, hey, I'm not for you. And this time there's a very further right candidate running for governor in Indiana, Mike Braun. And so I think you're right, Tom, that Libertarian vote may not be there this time around.
So I'm for the presidential race, I'm not as optimistic as I'd like to be. How about that?
I'm anxious, but I think I'm anxious. I'm just anxious in general about
John,
this election.
how do you feel about the
I think
presidential
you're
race?
just anxious in general, period.
Not usually.
Yeah.
I still feel like I did for a while now that I think it's going to be a landslide for Trump.
I don't think it's going to be a landslide for anybody.
When you say landslide, John, do you mean
electoral landslide?
Yeah.
What is how do you define landslide?
Like percentages.
Like
numbers.
He wins every swing state but like one.
Okay.
Like just.
Oh, really? Yeah, that would be a landslide.
Yeah.
That would be a landslide.
He ends
Like-
up with
like
300
Reagan.
electoral votes.
Like Reagan?
Like Reagan.
Well,
like,
Reagan
won every
49
state.
states.
He
won
like
every state except for one.
Something
right.
insane
Minnesota,
like that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
something
Mondale.
insane.
Mondale.
Right.
Mondale won his home state. That was
Right.
it.
But I don't know. I was talking.
That's a landslide.
I was talking to Phil last night,
That's a-
and
Well, keep in mind Phil's track record on football teams.
no,
so-
I know.
Yes.
Right.
But I was not aware of what he told me. It just wasn't even on my radar that apparently there's some amazing, never wrong pollster that did something in Iowa and Kamala's ahead there.
That's what I heard, too.
What the hell?
In
I heard she
Iowa?
was up
Well, let
by
me put you
3
this.
points.
John, if Trump
that's the
loses
case.
Iowa, that's
Yeah.
not a good situation.
No. So I was like, damn.
I think Kamala's going to win the electoral college. I do. And I think it's going to be a squeaker, and we probably won't know who the president is until Friday.
So just to give
That's my
everybody a
guess.
reminder, perspective, they didn't call the presidential race till Saturday in 2020.
Right.
Yeah. So
Because there's like the freaking crazy states are like, we can only hand count now. It's like, what the fuck?
yeah, Arizona because
Yeah,
they're
hand count.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What the fuck is that, man?
You want to talk
Like,
about human error, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hand
Hand
count
counting.
like millions of ballots. That's so stupid.
It's a
so
disgrace.
like it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupidity. Like
and it's been like injected into our public or into like
Like,
just
you
our
can't
belief
trust
that you can't trust these
But like,
computers.
and that pisses me off because when I lost the congressional race, it was a close race, and I wasn't an asshole enough to say,
Hand count
I got
everything.
screwed. And not just that, just like injecting uncertainty into the voters. Like, oh, Frank had a bunch of voters voting. I didn't do any of that shit because it's not good for the system and
Or
democracy.
society.
It's not. And like we're basically looking the other way as the president of the United States injects uncertainty into democracy, and that's a freaking disgrace, man. It's a
think-
disgrace what's going on.
I
in this
agree with
country.
you, Tom, and I think it's unfortunate that if you are, you've got former President Trump saying, "If I lose, it's fraud," and
Yes.
and like if the Democrats lose, they'll be like, "Okay, well, Trump won, so here we go with a peaceful transfer of power." I just wish
It's a peaceful
he
transfer
could-
of power if I win.
Right.
Right.
And I just think it would be really good for our country and for democracy if he would just say, hey, this system works and overall it's a fair election. I mean, but you can't hear it from him because if he loses, he can't accept the fact that he lost. It's got to be something wrong.
I got to tell you, like, after the Democratic National Convention, I was like, it's over. Kamala is going to win this thing.
Yeah.
A lot of
and as
momentum.
time went on, I'm just not feeling
Well,
it.
things always tighten, right, as you get
Yeah.
close to November.
Hey,
so.
man, let's keep in mind that racism is still a problem in America. I'm not saying that anybody, like, racism is still a problem in America. And by the way, so is sexism. And we're trying to elect a black African American woman, African American woman to become president of the United States, and that exposes things, especially in time. Like at the time she was unveiled to us as the presidential nominee, she had tons of momentum. I agree, John. But then things start wearing on her, like racism and sexism, and people start attacking her, and then
doing interviews.
I tell you, one thing that makes me nervous is my unofficial poll is just looking at, if I know 100 men personally, I think that 95% of the 100 men that I know are voting for Trump.
No way. You're saying 95 to 5?
I think I'm very rare, man. You and me are very rare. Very rare.
I don't know. I think it's.
I think it's a problem.
I thought you were going to say 60-40.
Okay, Kevin. I exaggerate. Okay, but like I think we're rare.
90,
I don't think
10.
70. I don't think 60-40. I think it's worse than that.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot worse than 60-40. By the way.
We'll
But
see
like,
what happens.
I don't think it's 95%.
Yeah.
That's an exaggeration. But what I'm trying to say is, I think that white male voters are voting mostly for Trump, and I think I'm rare, and I think Kevin's rare in this case, that we're white male voters voting for Kamala.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
white male college educated. I would be curious to see versus
White male college educated.
Yeah,
I agree with
might
you.
be a little higher for Kamala.
Okay, so college educated is what, 25% of the population?
Sure.
Okay, so like for the 75% of men, I guess I bet you most of them in a large
splits
measure
towards Trump you
for
think,
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so white male uneducated, no, non-college educated.
Yeah, so
Right.
might probably break for Trump. I think that's right. The curious thing to me is, and I was having this discussion last night with somebody, is does Trump get more popular vote that he did in 2020? John, you think yes or no?
I think so.
You think yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm curious. In my mind, I'm thinking like he's not as popular, so he's going to get
know
less
what?
than he did in
I
2020.
agree.
But I don't know.
I think Trump gets more also.
Yeah, I
Because-
think you might be right about that.
Because
John.
4 years ago, I think Joe Biden's a tougher candidate. 4
yeah.
years ago. 4 years ago, Joe Biden was operating it fairly well at the top of his game. He's not now. I think all of us could agree on that. But 4 years ago, I was listening to him campaign, and I was like, damn, that's why I voted for this dude, because he was good. He was talking well. He wasn't stumbling over his words. He was doing good 4 years ago.
And we had just gotten through 4 years of Trump, and I
Right.
think people were sick of him,
Yep.
and they were like, let's get him
I agree
out.
with
And
you,
now
Kev.
I think they've forgotten
That's
that, and
right,
they're like,
man.
uh-oh,
I agree.
let's get him back in.
Wow.
It's going to be great.
So basically, Kevin and I are both agreeing with you, John, that we think that Trump is going to have more popular vote now than he did 4 years ago.
But I still don't think he wins. That's just me and being hopeful.
That's crazy. I do agree.
I'd be curious to see that.
What do you
If
think,
he-
Joe?
It's fucking depressing.
Do you think, I mean, honestly, like when you think about 4 years ago, Joe Biden was a strong candidate. He was a strong candidate. There was no hatred towards him that there is now. And Trump was coming off of being the president for 4 years, which is naturally, everybody hates the president usually. You usually have a big
Something's going on.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
COVID.
like, he had all the negatives. Trump had all the negatives of being president hanging over him and COVID. And we had a new candidate, basically, Joe Biden.
Well, people knew him, right? He was
We
vice
knew him. He
president.
was vice president, but they didn't hate him as much as they do now. And he wasn't as debilitated
And
as
I
he
think
is
a lot
now.
of people wanted to get Trump out. And so now,
Right.
the good thing, Kamala's she's a great
Yes, I agree.
candidate. And so we'll see what happens. I think
Kamala is a better
vote.
candidate than Joe was 4 years ago. I think
I do
just
too.
on the surface, I think Kamala is a better candidate now than Joe was 4 years ago. But Kamala has to deal with racism and sexism that Joe Biden didn't have to deal with.
I think even though Trump may get more in the popular vote that he did 4 years ago, I don't think he necessarily wins the Electoral College. I definitely don't think it's a landslide. But that's why we wait and see and have elections that hopefully are accepted by all.
I'll accept him. If Trump wins, God bless America, man. I'm an American.
And locally, you think Frank wins?
Yes,
Yes, me too.
I do.
Yeah, John?
I don't even know who's running against him.
No, that's not a good sign. Do you, Joe? Do you know who's running against Frank?
No.
Good.
Is that Niemeyer?
Yeah.
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 Good job. Yeah, he was on the show. Yeah.
Thoughts,
And then
John?
there was Leitz has a sign out there. What's he running for?
State rep. He's running against Andrade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
then
another
I'm not
race
gonna
to
vote
watch,
for him
I
either.
think.
Good. But Mike Andrade is great, man. I
He's
mean,
good at his job.
that's a good race today. That's one to watch for sure.
I think the thing I
And-
like about Mike the most is he's a hard worker. We know that, and I think he really truly works for his district regardless of party.
He's bipartisan.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mhm.
I agree with you. Mike works across the aisle very well. He has tons of Republican friends, and if anything, I think Mike is very emotional, and I think he's shocked a little bit sometimes that the Republicans turn their back on him, like they are right now. Like Mike gets caught off guard because Mike is like, he'll give you his heart, even
He's
if you're a
so
Republican.
friendly. His
he
whole
will-
family is.
Right, and Mike will give you his heart, and then elections roll around, and those same people that he busted his ass for in the Republican Party turn around and support his opponent, and it tears him up. I know it does.
Yeah.
I think he has trouble.
Though.
I know it is,
Yeah.
but like it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect people. And I guess I'm sort of numb to that shit because I'm used to it. But Mike's so relatively new in the game. He's like, what, 6 years in?
Yeah.
So I think that's a tough thing for Mike to deal with.
That's a race we're going to watch closely tonight.
And then Ripe in Poland, that's a race we're going to watch closely tonight, too. I think Ripe wins easy
He wins
for
easy.
commissioner.
Easy.
I do, too. So, all right.
Wrap us up.
Appreciate you all for listening. Another great show. Thanks for Jill for coming in and doing the Taylor recap with us. And I'll see you back on Friday again. Thank you,
for the
Lindsay, for
cookies.
coming in. And thank you for the cookies last week. And thank you, Lindsay, for coming in. And I got Lindsay boom boom sticks to try to help her because I
Oh,
love
did you
her.
guys talk about that?
I talked about it on a couple
He
shows
also
ago.
bought me a Navage.
Yeah, the boom boom sticks are better, I think.
I'm coughing, so
You gotta
obviously
get
it's doing really good.
acupuncture.
Acupuncture?
Go get acupuncture.
In my face?
Yeah,
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
Let's go.
it works.
I'll
We
help
should
you.
live stream it.
Yes.
That would
let's
be
go.
awesome.
I'm a trained acupuncturist. Let's do
I
this.
don't
A
trust
listener told
you
me their
with any
favorite part
needle.
of that show was the boom boom stick discussion.
The boom boom sticks are awesome. They changed. Honestly, I'm breathing through my nose like
you know,
perfectly fine
I
right
used to use the Vicks sticks
now. They're
before
similar.
they pulled them off the shelves because they were too aggressive and they were damaging like nasal linings.
No, these are better because they're boom
Okay.
boom sticks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Steve, get
obviously.
them as a sponsor.
boom boom sticks. They're better.
Yeah.
They're better than Vicks. That's,
I don't
that's my
know.
motto. Yes.
I
great
live and die
tagline.
by
They're
Boom
better.
boom sticks. They're better.
Better than Vicks. So, they should sponsor the show for sure now.
I agree.
100%.
I agree.
Everybody vote today.
Yes.
It's election day.
If you haven't already, please.
If you
do.
don't vote today, you'll be one of the like 25% of Americans that don't. So don't be that person.
And
all right?
even if you say your vote doesn't matter, it does for local elections.
It does.
It super does.
Yes, I agree. So anyway, thanks for coming on, everybody. Thanks for listening. We love you all. We love LOCPod. We love our sponsors. And we'll see you guys on Friday. LOCPod is out. Take care, everybody. Happy Election Day.